Hi, Claude Whitacre here. I'm a sales trainer, a sales speaker. I speak to groups of salespeople across the country. I've also written several books on the subject of selling. And a little bit of an advanced concept here that I'll just touch on it is the language that you use when you're selling. I'm not talking about the entire presentation that you give. I'm just talking about select words that help you give a better image, a clearer image of what you're selling. For example, for a while, for a short time, I worked for a company that sold water softeners. First I had to learn the presentation, and then I was training them. I was consulting with them, training them on how to close water softener sales. So I had to watch the presentation to figure out what in that presentation could I use that would dramatically help increase their closing ratio. So when the gentleman that was giving the presentation, he had this miniature water softener, and he ran water through it. And he said to the customer that was standing there, the actor customer that was standing there, he said, "Feel that water. Doesn't that feel silky?" And the gentleman said that he was showing it to said, "Yeah, it does. It feels really, really silky." Well, then later I felt the same water. I said, "Well, I want to feel that, see what that feels like." And I felt it. And to me, my first thought was not silky. My first thought was slimy. It felt slimy. So I asked him, I said, the reason that I want to make sure I understand this, the reason that you're telling them what it feels like, you're suggesting to them before they tell you what it feels like, you're suggesting to them that it feels silky. Are you doing that because you don't want them to try to figure out what it feels like, because what they think it feels like might not be the word silky, it might be something else? I said, for example, to me, the water feels kind of slimy or soapy or something like that. And he said, yes, because silky is a benefit word. So if we just ask them, what does this feel like? It could be anything. Okay. If we say, does it feel silky? Then they go, yes, they agree that it feels silky, because that is one way to describe the feel. And if somebody tells me, does this feel silky? I would feel the water and I would say, yeah, it does feel silky. But if you just ask me, what does it feel like? I would say slimy. People want silky water. Nobody wants slimy water. So that word is very important. When I was selling vacuum cleaners in people's homes, we sold a vacuum cleaner that had attachments. We didn't call them attachments, we called them tools. Why? Attachments sound cheap, tools sound substantial and beneficial. Okay? We sold a vacuum cleaner that was kind of heavy. It was about 35 pounds, and for a vacuum cleaner, that's a pretty heavy vacuum cleaner to carry around. So we would ask people, okay, how does that feel? Does that feel substantial to you? And they would say, yes, it feels very substantial. Why? Because heavy is not a benefit. Substantial, sturdy, well-built, those things are benefits. Those things appeal to people. And they pick it up and I say, doesn't that feel substantial? They go, yes. Well, immediately now they're thinking that that's substantial, not, well, that's kind of, I don't know if I want to carry that up and down steps 5 times a day. All right, now they're thinking it's substantial. And of course, if it was too heavy for them, they would just say, well, it's substantial, but it's also too heavy for me. But use words wisely to convey not only a positive, but an accurate and descriptive way to describe your product. Okay, you want them thinking about that product in a positive way, but you also want to use language that accurately conveys the features and the benefits that they're going to be getting. Okay, adapt that principle, try to use it in your business. Go and do likewise, my friends.